TMD with another video showing you the current status of my bonsais. Maples are coming through, some nice coloration. Some species are losing their leaves. The elms going nice, autumnal. My azaleas, I forgot what that species is called, but this is one that I trained that was actually vertical. It's in a semi-cascade. Needs to be repotted into a taller pot, I think. And my Shimpaku junipers are being trained up. The sakuras are budding already. So we're going to be heading to the post office. Big shout going out to Ahmed from Norway, one of my TMD customers. Surprisingly enough, I get a lot of customers now from YouTube, so it's time to pump out these kit reviews and get my name out there. Yeah, so I've had to remake this little section of the video. I don't know what happened with my camera, but big shout going out to Nick, aka Spirit of Modeling. I'm going to be putting his link in the video somewhere. Nick is a cool guy. He's from the United States of America, ex-veteran, served in Desert Storm, amazing modeler. I managed to motivate him enough to get his YouTube channel started again, and I'd like all the TMD guys that are watching, or anybody that's watching abroad, subscribe, like his channel, chat to him. Top guy, love the guy. It's got a lot to say, and he's got a lot of model kits. So if you're into armor, military, sci-fi, ships, check Nick's channel out and give him a like. Right, so today we're going to be talking about a very funny subject. And before I start this video, let me give the title first. Dating married women in Japan. Controversial. Yeah, before I start the video, I don't want to say that dating married women is a good thing, because it's not. I think my ex-wife was cheating on, well, I don't think, I know for a fact that she was cheating on me, and I don't condone it at all, but this video will explain things in detail on what happened with me. Am I exposing women? Well, yes, but this is the reality shit, yeah? And at the end of the day, when I get into these stories of my own experiences, nothing ever came to nothing about this, but what I want to talk about is like how it maybe could have, something maybe could have happened. So I was the first one. First one was, I was working for a teaching company, and I was placed into a school in the middle of nowhere, like maybe 2 hours from where I live here. And I was working at a school and saw this very sexy and attractive Japanese teacher who was observing my lessons. And I kind of felt like a little bit of a teenager, because it was kind of like I just dared look at her, because she was just so, well, beautiful. And I was like, how do I communicate with her and stuff like that? So what happened was, at the end, like nearly at the end of the day, she was watching my lessons, and she said, "Oh, Darren, you know, you're a really nice teacher, you're great with the kids, blah 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 blah." So I went out for a cigarette, and I spoke to the mama-san of the school. The mama-sans are like the old ladies that kind of like general dog's body. They do all like the cleaning, and they do all like maintenance and stuff like that, and make tea for the principal. So we got chatting, and it ended up, I asked her like who that woman was, and she's like, oh, she's like a trainee teacher, and she's like kawaii ne, like she's beautiful. I said, yeah man, she's really hot. I think she was, and this is the sad thing, I actually never took any pictures of her. I never yeah, I don't have any data on it, but I'll get into that in a minute. So I was dying to speak to her, dying to get her digits, and I was kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, because she was like a woman that was definitely way out of my league. Like, I'm talking like fucking Bentley, you know, Bentley. She was just, and even to this day, I mean, I can't even remember what she even looks like because it's been such a long time, but yeah man. Anyway, let's get down to the chase of it. She came up to me with a business card. She gave me a number, and I gave her mine, and I thought, fuck man, I'm in. Got some digits, left work that day with a massive smile on my face. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. So a week had passed, and we mailed, and she's like, let's go out for dinner. So I organized it. I was supposed to meet her on a Saturday. Now something big happened, and I mean fucking big, that I can't really talk about on YouTube for a number of reasons. But if anybody wants to mail me about this situation, just mail me via YouTube and I'll tell you guys what happened, because I don't want to talk about this publicly. So I was supposed to meet her on the Saturday, but I couldn't, to the point of like, I had no phone, and she was actually waiting for me. We were supposed to meet in Shibuya. Now something happened, right? So I didn't have a phone, I had no contact, and on the Monday, right, I found my phone and opened it up, and she like sent loads of messages like, where are you late, are you coming? Obviously I couldn't reply to her, so I apologized and said really sorry, and I was like, oh man, this was like a chance of meeting this amazing chick that maybe we can start something, you know. And I felt like utterly soul destroyed by it all. So anyway, she mailed me back, I apologized, and she was like really cool about it, you know. That's the type of gal she is. So we fucking bus. We managed to rearrange the night. So again, I went to Shibuya. I took her to like a really nice Italian restaurant. Oh, look at these little flowers. Cute, huh? Oh, they're getting the Christmas lights ready. This place is pretty mad. So we went out, ordered food, sat down. And I was just looking at her for the whole entire night, at the meal. What this chick had done, as we were sat down, she has a fascination with England, right? She likes British people. So she had a bag full of books, like books on England and like the Yorkshire Dales and all this mad shit. Oh man. I was like, what's all this about? This is kind of strange. So I was just plucking myself up the courage to get some more information from her. And I basically inadvertently told her that I really liked her, and like, what was her status? No, she wasn't wearing a wedding ring at the time, I don't think. And then she just basically said, like, Darren, I've just come here to meet you, just as like to chat, to be friends, blah 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 blah. And she just was just chatting about her husband. Now, her husband owned a company that was given to him through the family. It was a lighting company. And she fucking, or her and her husband lived in Ginza, which is like the most expensive place to live on planet Earth and in Japan. Because like, to buy an apartment there, or even to rent an apartment in Ginza, you're looking at easily over 1 million yen a month. 1 million yen. I earn 3 million yen a year in my wage. 3 million, man. So she was already like hooked up with like stability and stuff like that, which is cool, man, you know. But I felt that during the day she looked sad. Like, she just didn't look happy because her husband was always out on business. She barely spent time with him. She said she was comfortable and happy, but I don't think she was. I think she was in kind of like self-denial. And I asked her, I was like, does your husband know that you're on a like dinner date with me? And she's like, no, he doesn't know anything about it. And I'm like, that's a bit weird. Like, me, I would tell you, Carrie, that I'm going on a date. It's nothing crazy. Just we're off a co-worker or something, and be honest about it. You know. And I just felt like, well, I don't know where she's coming from with that angle, because if she was happily married and she was like comfortable, she would have said to her husband like, oh yeah, I'm going on a date with a co-worker, an English guy. But I'd probably presume that you know, that he wouldn't be too happy about it. Yeah, let's get a view of these trees. All the leaves are falling. So basically, at that point of the date, I was just like a bombshell, you know, just like, oh fuck, man. So I didn't want to really push it, you know. I just accepted her response, and then from that point in, the date kind of went downhill, because it was like really uncomfortable for both of us. Because, and this is what happens in Japan, is that foreigners think that when you call a chick, right? Not all the time, but like you call a chick and you know, let's go out for dinner. Actually in Japan, they treat it as just like a dinner event, like a dinner, not a date, but just having dinner, having drinks. Quite normal. To foreigners, we think it's you know, an actual date, as in something might happen, you know. So from that point in, I was just like, fuck this, I'm just gonna enjoy the night and be myself and not stress out too much about her response. So we carried on, we finished the meal, and then she's like, let's go to a wine bar. I'm like, okay. So at that point of the night, I think I'd had a few drinks more than I don't think she was even drinking, which, I'm not being funny, but going on a date with a chick and they're not drinking, it's kind of boring. Especially when you're pulling out books on like the English Cotswolds. It's like, that's the last thing on my mind. Looking at green fields and sheep, I'm thinking about love hotels and all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? We walked down Shibuya Main Street and we found this wine bar that's actually across Shibuya 109. It's kind of like the main street. So we get to this wine bar, and at that point I'm kind of like fucked up, I'm pissed drunk. She was drinking like fucking tea and water. So we go to this wine bar. We sit down. I'm kind of like pissed off inside, but I'm kind of like being Japanese and being all smiley and whatever. So the waiter comes and I ordered, like I think she ordered a coffee and some cake. I ordered a cake, wait for it, a bottle of fucking wine. Now this wine bar is like, it's a wine bar. So when I ordered the bottle of wine, she said to the waiter, like, I think he's made a mistake. I think he wants a glass of wine. I said, no, I want a fucking bottle. Her expression, man, was just killer. She said to me, in all my life, I've never seen anybody order a full bottle of wine for themselves. I think at that point she probably knew that I was like some kind of like foreign Gaijin alcoholic fiend. I'm like, I want to get messy, and you're drinking coffee and water and teas all night. I'm making the most of this night. So I ended up getting this bottle of wine and just drinking it. I think I managed to scull it in about 30-40 minutes. It's wine, man, it's nothing. And then she's like, as the night kind of like dissolves away, she's like, oh, I've got a present for you. I'm like, oh, thanks, what is it? Pulls out a box. People are smiling there on fucking YouTube. That couple in the car. So she pulls out this box. It was all wrapped. I was like, oh great, what is it? So I opened it there and then, and lo and behold, you know, it was a box of, hello, it was a box of cookies. I'm like, oh, thanks, lovely, you know, a box of cookies. So at that point I was rather intoxicated. Where's that mouse? So we parted ways. She went her way, she caught the train back. I think I stayed in Shibuya and went to some bars by myself. and we kind of left it at that. And then I think we didn't contact each other. Then one day I'd changed companies, I changed schools. I'm literally talking like 6 to 8 months later. I'm walking back from work and I get an email from this chick, and she's like, "Oh, hi Darren, hope you're well." I think she was taking her teaching license, and I think she'd passed or something like that. And yeah, she mailed me after all that time, out of the blue. There was no like, I can't remember now, let's meet or whatever. The thing is that I have 3 line accounts, because every time I get a new iPhone, for some reason I forget my passwords and ID, so I have to restart it all. But yeah, she I don't know if she had my email or not, but she was a beautiful lady. Like I said, I don't know if she was 100% happy with her life. She's just one of those Japanese chicks that marry rich men. They're at work all the time. Probably they're also like playing around, so to speak. She's at home bored in the middle of Tokyo in a nice penthouse apartment, probably not feeling happy, and wants company, you know. Happens quite a lot over here. So yeah, that was the whole situation of it all. So like I said, I'm not saying like this YouTube video is specifically like actually going down to cheating. It's just the whole point of meeting these chicks that are married or have boyfriends. The other situation is I met up with this chick. Now the funny thing is, and this was a whole nother weird situation, because it was like where I was working, a girl, a staff member, had asked me to go out for drinks, so we went out for drinks. And yeah, man, it was cool. We went out in Asakusa, and we it was this chick, her boyfriend, and her best friend. I won't say her name because she's still on my Facebook. Hello. So I met this chick, and again, as always, because I'm always fucked up on chuai, right, you know. And this is the thing about me drinking chuai, is that chuai, or any alcohol, but chuai mainly, gives me courage, and I'm a little bit cheeky. So this broad was just like, I don't know, slim, small. Her ass was just like peach, short hair, just yeah, nice. But she was a little bit feisty as well. I like feisty chicks. So again, I was trying to crack into this chick all night. We went to Asakusa, and hey, I wonder if the cops are gonna stop me. So we're out all night. Yeah, Popo. I like cops, man, in Japan. Honestly, I do. So what happened was, we finished the night off, I managed to get this girl's contact info, and I know at the time she had a boyfriend. So I think it was a couple of months later, I mailed her and said, like, do you want to hook up? She's like, yeah. We met up in Ueno, I think, and I bought her some like little treats and stuff like that. The last chick bought me a box of cookies. She was like about an hour and a half late, and we actually went to this, I don't think it's there anymore, but it was what's it called? Yeah, it was like this horror restaurant. It's fucking nuts, because in Japan they have a noise, man. In Japan they have a lot of themed restaurants, and this izakaya was like a horror. So like you were put into cells, like the door was a cell door, and like when you ordered food, like the staff did weird shit, and then like through the meal you'd see somebody dress up as like a monster and scare people as you're eating. So it was kind of fun, actually. And I met this chick, and she was like, oh, I'm really sorry I'm late. I said, it doesn't matter, I can wait. You know me, I'll just chill out somewhere and have a chew-eye. So we met up, and she's like, I can't believe you waited this long to meet me, and blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, we got chatting. Construction. So we got chatting, and yet again, she was still with her boyfriend, but she was talking about her relationship with her boyfriend. She was like unhappy. There was some pressure on her parents and this guy, etc, etc. So it was kind of yeah, it was kind of like just a meeting. Do you know what, man? Sometimes I feel that these Japanese chicks are just looking for people to talk to. Now, luckily, these two chicks that I met could speak English, and I don't know if it's like, you know, well, me and Yukari, you know, not that I really talk about the bad times with the relationship my wife to my friends. I keep it quite private, but even if I did, I wouldn't have to go out on a date with a woman to talk about my marriage, you know. I can talk to people online, and I don't know, it just feels kind of weird, yeah, that these chicks want to hook up and chat about their boyfriend or husband problems. But Japan is a country where there is a lot of affairs going on all the time. And now what happens over here is due to people working so long that there is a lot of staff room relationships that happen. And what happens is, you know, people hook up because they're at work all day together. Their husbands, their wives are at home, they're also working probably. So relationships are formed, and It's pretty weird to say the least. This is something that I heard. I don't know if it's still true or not, but I know that basically out here that the women have kids, yeah, and they just stay at home looking after kids while their husbands are at work, finishing late. And these J women, not all, I don't know how it works now, but basically they know their husbands are messing about. It's kind of normal. Most J men, not most J men, but men have mistresses. Yeah, this is why you have these host bars and things like that. Hey, the cops are there. Hey, I wonder if I'm going to get arrested because these cops have been following me for quite a long time. Let me have a look here. So yeah, it's pretty mad. So I don't know, it's probably a social thing, social matter out here. It's kind of sad really, because I'm a type of person that I have no time and energy anymore. I just can't be bothered with it. I've got my models and my toys. I don't have time to be going around messing about. And yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, the cops are here. They're on the patrol. I wonder if they want to check my check my YouTube channel out. So in Japan they've got the Tokyo Crown cars, which are really cool, by the way. I wonder if they're gonna stop me, man. I think they're looking for somebody because they've been patrolling around the area. So after all that, man, me and this chick were in contact for quite a while, and then it worked out that she ended up traveling to Africa or somewhere like that. Africa of all places, doing some like weird shit with her boyfriend. I think they were into this whole like travel thing, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of other stories that happened to me. I could get into some dating stuff, because I'm gonna make a whole video about picking up Japanese chicks and how it works out here. But generally speaking, man, I've had some amazing nights with J chicks, and I feel kind of old because I'm 40 now, married with 2 kids, and normally when I used to go in restaurants back then, when I was like in my 30s, mid-30s, I used to just go to chicks or girls, hey, what's up, you know, let's have a drink, kompai, all that shit, you know, confidence. That's what Japanese women like, man. They like confidence. They like a bit of humor as well. That's all it is out here, you know. You can just charm them. But other than that, I can't think of any other married chicks. There is one story that I'll get into, and it's kind of a weird one because the chick actually still lives here, and I don't have much time because the train's coming. But that story's weird. She's weird as well. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Oh, another weird thing in Japan is as well, I've stopped wearing my wedding ring. Not because I want to pull girls, it's just that I don't like wearing it. It's uncomfortable and I've got fat fingers now. I've put on a bit of weight. But you'll tend to find that some chicks out here don't wear wedding rings. Like, there's no way, right, that I would ever go up to some married woman knowing she's married wearing a ring and try it on, because I know she's married. But like, when chicks don't wear wedding rings, or they put their wedding ring on the opposite hand, because in Western culture we use our left hands. It's like foreigners. It's really weird. Like I said, there's lots of weird shit that happens out here. Especially when it comes down to like having relationships, because like I said, in a country where everybody's working all the time, the men are just like, they need to have some fun. Hey man, it's my brother there, man. Are you cold? I've got all this heat, man. Are you off to work? 暖かいの今でしょ? 日本は暖かいよ. It's like summer. What time do you start? 11, okay. Enjoy. It's my boy from Nigeria, man. Nice guy. So, stories about dating chicks on trains. I had a guy called David. I think he's in the Philippines now. American guy. He was like Casanova, that guy, man. He was just slamming chicks left, right and center. But I think it was the second time I met him. We were on this job detail together. We worked for ECC. And we're on a train, and David's like such a smooth talking geezer, you know. There's a chick there with her boyfriend sat down, and my friend David's like, hey Darren, watch this. And I'm like on the train like, what the fuck's going on? And he just goes up to this chick and starts chatting to her, and she's all over him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, if that was my girl, I would have punched Dave in the face. But that's how David is. And she was all over it. Like, boyfriend said nothing. It's really weird, guys.